All right, figured this would be too fun not to post to YouTube. I'm also putting in a PSA order of things, so forgive me. You get me staring at my computer while I'm typing and doing that just because I'm behind and I need to send things like this out. So, funny scenario just happened on eBay for me, and if you're the guy that is and you happen to see this, good for you. So, I have a card on eBay. It is the 2024 Jackson Churio Venus Planetary Pursuit case hit PSA 10. Bought at a time previously. Shout out Sports Cards Heroes in PG County. And buddy mine's a Brewers fan. He's probably going to end up buying it from me or trading out of it. You know, I try to pick up stuff for people that I know want it, even if when they can't necessarily get it right then, kind of thing. So I know he's going to probably take care of that here in the next couple weeks. Regardless, card comps and a PSA 10 at 200 to 225 these days. Fully aware. Actually, excuse me, 225 to 250. Tops out about 250, especially, this time of year. But raw, 5 days ago, the card sold for $200. And this is where I'll have all the people in the comments, oh, shill bidding, blah, blah, blah. It's something like that or whatever. So, sorry, got distracted. This guy, I send out offers fairly frequently. I have the card listed on eBay at $325 and made an offer out there to the 8 people that were watching it at $300. Someone decided to counter. Oh, much to my wonder what it is. Now, let me also say this before I get too far down the road. I'm fully aware that my $325 would be setting a new comp if someone paid full for it, that kind of thing. So I have offers on for a reason. I'm hanging it out there just to see if someone wants to shoot for the moon because of the recent comps. Okay, you can hate me for that if you want. I don't really honestly care, number one. Just because something is available for sale at a number doesn't mean it has to be bought. And it's also not, actually, I raised the price because in all reality, it's probably underpriced based on that recent raw comp. It's not like they sell a ton. There's not a ton out there, that kind of thing. Also, I think like a Mercury, which I know is, I think, more rare, sold for about $4 and change. So, I mean, they're in that range, right? So anyway, this guy makes me an offer back on my $300 send out offer at the time, which has been rescinded essentially. He sends me an offer of $225. Now, let's think about this for a second. If I wanted to sell that card for $225, would I have any problem selling it at $220? Like, if I wanted to sell it at $225, I would have probably listed it at $225 or $250, and it would sell like that, right? So fair presumption would be that if I wanted to sell it for $225, I would have listed it at $225. One would think. But this gentleman decided to, presumably it's a dude, it's got to be a dude, emails me and messages me on eBay and says, first of all, doesn't say anything initially, sends me 5 screenshots. One was the pop count, the other 4 I think were like market data. Like, I know the comps. So for one thing, I was annoyed by the assumption that I don't know the comps. And he then decides to tell me, or no, what did he say? He said one question. That was all it was. What do you think is fair? This is all after I declined his $225 offer because I just declined it. I didn't feel like entertaining you if you're offering $225. It's just, I mean, no disrespect. I just declined it. I'm busy. I don't have time to send a message every single time. So he was like, no, let me read you guys how this went. I'll be at least exact because I still have it up here even though he's no longer available for messaging. So I sent back, I said, no offense, but fair doesn't really have a lot to do with it because I have the card and I'm not in a huge hurry to sell. Offers go out as I feel like, and frankly, that 300 seems low now because it sold raw 5 days ago for 200 after 225 and 250 in a PSA 10. Sorry it didn't work out. I mean, people take my brevity or my shortness as trying to be rude. Maybe here a little bit because I was a little annoyed at the assumption that I didn't know the comps or the pop data, which there's 40 PSA 10s. Oh, okay. Go buy one. Like it's, I love someone trying to justify to me why I should accept a different offer. At least so I thought. So he says, the reason I messaged you wasn't to try to convince you to accept 225. I showed why I was offering what I did, and I was expecting an answer of it's a firm 325 or I can come in at this. And I said, no explanation to me needed. He says, I would have bought it for the 325. Really weird thing to say to me. Okay, but that's just me. Maybe I'm all wrong here. But I said, probably shouldn't have offered 225 on the $300 offer I originally sent then. Sorry. And then he tells me I'm a super pleasant person, but he says, you're, Y-O-U-R, a super pleasant person. To which I responded with, asterisk, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E. Because now I don't care. So I'm actually going to probably sell it to my buddy for $250 and call it a day, and that'll be totally fine. I hung it out there to get some eyeballs. I didn't expect this kind. And like, I get it. You can when I post this, you guys can say I'm being a schmuck. Okay, sorry. I think the way that he came at it was all wrong. I honestly typed up a response that was a little nicer, where I was going to say, if you'd come to me and just said, hey, I see you got this listed at 325. I'm seeing some comps in the 225, 250. Is that what you see? And if so, are you trying to be at that 325 number or close to it? I would have responded, been like, hey man, I bought this card for a buddy of mine, not like really like directly, like he didn't ask me to buy it. I just bought it because I knew he'd probably want it. And I think it was just the wrong time in terms of that. So I'm probably just going to trade it to him. I hung it out there in case somebody wanted to, jump the shark and set a new comp, which is the truth. Like if somebody wanted to spend 250, 275 on it with me on eBay, I would have sold it, making a little money, not a huge thing. But the way that this guy went about it, to me, was just not my favorite. It's not how I operate. It's not what I do when I'm trying to make deals with people. But yeah, what do you guys think?